Hey, yo, you know what it is. It's Milli motherfucking Banks, and I'm rocking with DJ Pest.
All right, so this is so special to me that I had to invite you over to my home. So, out of all the podcasts I've done, this is the first time it's ever been in my home.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we do this the right way.
Milli, big special.
Yeah, so I don't know how long this is going to be. I don't know how deep this is going to get, but this is a special, very special podcast interview. I'm not even going to say podcast. This is a very special interview.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's really like a conversation.
Yeah, it's just a conversation. I wish I had like the mics up at the top where we could just sit down and talk and we didn't even really need the mics. But here we are, and I am talking to Milli motherfucking Banks. I'm going to let you say it. How you say it?
Milli Banks, you said it right. Milli motherfucking Banks.
Okay, yeah. she say stuff when she's on the stage, you know what I'm saying? But this is really, really one of those interviews where I wanted to make sure that I ask the right questions. I see you all the time, just interview, podcast. And I'm pretty sure they ask you so many of the same questions over and over and over again.
Yeah, sometimes.
So I don't even think we're going to talk about music. If we do talk about music, we're going to probably talk about that at the tail end.
Okay, that's fine.
This. Okay. So I saw your bio. I read your bio. Good bio, by the way. And for the record, Milli Banks takes care of motherfucking business. She takes care of motherfucking business.
Hey,
She's
that's
always
a good
busy.
Intro. Milli Banks with the motherfucking business.
Yeah. She always take care of business. And I got a bunch of notes, so I'm going to be looking at them because let me see how many questions I got for you. I have 20 in-depth.
All right.
Yeah, questions.
That's good. See, I like that.
Okay, so where are you from?
I'm from South Central Los Angeles, but I love my whole city. You feel me? So nobody try to make me be from nowhere. I'm from the whole motherfucking city, Yeah. I went to Crenshaw High School. I went to Washington High. Then I ended up playing ball at Hollywood High before I got in a little bit of trouble. Then I ended up at a continuation over there on Vermont and Manchester. That's where you got to go through the metal detector, But we ain't gonna get into all that.
Okay, you're in Arizona.
Yep.
It's hot. That's why you're dressed.
Yeah, it was 120 outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Then they say it was raining. I'm like, how is it raining? It's 120. Then it's raining over here. You go 5 more blocks. It's not raining. The sun is out. 120.
Yeah.
It feel like it's way hotter than that.
Yeah. So that's why I need you to tell these people. Speaking about how hot it is an understatement. We can. That's another podcast. But how did you end up getting to Arizona?
Man, actually, I came out here for the hip hop festival. End up liking it, then I end up moving out. No.
I didn't know that. So I'm like, what? The hip hop festival?
Yeah, but before, this is fast forwarding, but I've been coming back and forth to Arizona for quite some years. So I actually graduated college in Lancaster in LA. And then I picked a state and decided to just leave. I really wanted to change my life and start my life all over. So I just left. Oh, there's some beautiful kids you got back there.
That's my kids? Oh, my God. See, this is how personal this is about to get. So that TV is probably about to cut off. Yeah, that's my wallpaper. Don't mind it. Okay, so
cute.
The hip hop festival was how you end up coming to Arizona at performing.
Yeah, performance-wise. But then I ended up moving here. This is like my second home. So about 10 years ago, I ended up moving here straight out of college. I just kept getting into a lot of trouble and stuff in the city in LA. So I decided to just pick a state and get up and leave. So it was like either go to Houston, Vegas, or here. But I'm like, let me go somewhere I've never been.
When was that? Like, where you remember the year?
I've been here about 10 years.
Yeah, because me and you met at a Rock the Mic Wednesday show. Am I wrong?
A long time ago.
Yeah, and we met, and I was doing a competition.
Yep.
And I had judges, and that's another podcast. You know what I'm saying? Me and you have become good friends. Yeah, friends. Yeah. I rep you wherever I go. You know, when I go to your hometown, I make sure to check in with you, see if we green. You know what I'm saying? See if everything is how it's supposed to be. So that's out the way. That's Milli Banks. Milli Banks from Cali. Right now, she's in Arizona. She stays on the road. She stays traveling with the music. So now we're about to get into real questions, because what I want this podcast to do, the new batch, the new round of podcasts, what I want them to do is I want them to be more informal. I want them to be providing some form of motivation. I want them to kind of like help whoever's watching it, and whatever business they may be in. I mean, I might talk to a politician, a chef, an artist. It doesn't matter who I talk to, but I want somebody to get something from these podcasts instead of just knowing who's your favorite rapper and who your dream collabs and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So, first question. Can you describe what it was like growing up in Los Angeles and the challenges you faced in your early life?
Man, a description, shit. It's kind of hard to paint a picture like that without thinking so harsh and so rough. But growing up in Los Angeles, the best way I could describe it is it's filled with a lot of helicopters. You're going to have a lot of noise of helicopters. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see a lot of homeless people. You're going to see a lot of gangs activity, but for me, I was either going to accept that environment and be a part of it, or I was going to step back and become something better. So that way I could give something back to my community. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I never had like a really good life where it was like, oh, you waking up, it's food on, breakfast is ready, shit like that. Like, no, we always got the leftovers or the scraps, or you better go find you some cereal, or shit. We used to go to the burger stand. You know how usually they give you a number for when your order is ready. We go stand right there and they call out somebody's order. We just take the food like, yeah, this is my order. They wasn't checking as much as they should, but that's sometimes how we ate sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Being able to hustle, get candy out the store, resell it at school. You know what I'm saying? I had to grow up real fast, basically. That's how life was in Los Angeles. And I don't want to just say it was just about that. It's just how I had to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Not having like a mom or a dad that was like really into taking care of me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It was every child for themselves, the way I grew up.
How many siblings do you have?
About 15.
15?
Yeah, about 15.
All in one home or?
So between my mom and dad, it's 9. And then my older sisters and brothers, they have different moms. My little brother has a different dad. So no, it's different, but majority of it between my mom and dad, I'm the youngest. Most of us grew up in the same household with just my mom and
How did your experiences with your family, especially the bullying from your sisters, shape your resilience and determination?
Man, because how I look at it is I see so many people, especially like I just lost a lot of people at a young age. And a lot of my friends that I lost them to the streets, to gang life. I had friends that was close to me commit suicide, stuff like that, because they wasn't accepted by their family. You know what I'm saying? So with me, it's just like I can either always tell myself, like, you either gonna sink or you gonna swim. And my sisters, like, they would tell me shit like, oh, you're adopted, no one likes you, no one wants to come into your world, stuff like that. They would like really pick on me, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a reason why the youngest is being picked on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna pick on me, but I know that if I fold under the pressure that they put me on, I'm gonna end up just like them. So the fact that I don't have nobody to look up to because I don't have nobody that's doing something positive, it's another little girl that's going through what I went through. So I got to be the one that stands up inside of myself and be that person. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard. And I went through, you know what I'm saying, deep thoughts. I went through dark places and all that. But I know that like when you got something inside of you and you know that you're a representation of God, you got to keep going. So that's another reason why I had to get up and leave, because I would have ended up in an orange jumpsuit, you know what I'm saying, bad if I didn't leave my city and make something else of myself and then go back.
Navigating through school, that created a little turmoil for you, right?
Yeah, definitely did. I still got like good grades for the most part, but nah, you going to school with the same clothes that you wore yesterday, they just ain't noticing because I'm basically hand washing, you know what I'm saying, the clothes that I had on or whatever like that. I'm hand washing those, hand washing my you luckily Crenshaw, we turned into a uniform school. You know what I'm saying? So couldn't nobody really make fun of you like that.
Were you going to the school before it turned into a uniform
Yeah,
school?
yeah, before that, but it was a lot of people getting shot. There was a lot of killings and stuff like that, a lot of gang activity and everything. So they turned into I think LA's school district. A lot of schools turned into uniform school.
I am from Detroit, Michigan. I moved out here to Arizona, and I respect all cultures, all states. I know every city got its own thing. Is it really like that over there?
In Cali,
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't, but I just feel like it still is. It's not as bad as it was when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, yeah, it's like damn, and it's sad because it's like, you know what I'm saying? No one really owns the block that they represent. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see people united, but if we was united for a higher or a greater cause, we'd be a lot more dangerous now, would we? We'd be a lot more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see, you know what I'm saying, my people be so much of a threat to each other versus us all uniting. Man, we'd be cold. We'd be real powerful. But yeah, it's really like that.
Can you talk about the moment you realized you had to become a street hustler to survive and how that influenced your future?
I mean, yeah, I could talk about it because it's like I have to think like statute of limitations. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? So uh when I was younger, we ended up having to go live on Skid Row. You know, with my mom, we had to go live downtown LA. Now, you live downtown LA, you in a shelter, but you come out that shelter, you got hustlers, you got drug dealers, you got people that they in gangs, they living down there. We was at the bottoms. Yeah, other gangs that was like at the tops where it wasn't a shelter, but they called it the bottoms because it was just the slums. It was nasty. Um, and you know what I'm saying? I wanted to have my own money. I was tired of going to school hungry, you standing in a lunch line, people clowning you because you're in a lunch line. You know what I'm saying? And when you come out of school, everybody going to go get something to eat. You don't got no money or nothing like that. So yeah, I had to start hustling. My mom wasn't giving me no money. You know what I'm saying? I was someone that had a parent that was on drugs. I had a parent on drugs and a parent that was, you know what I'm saying, still serving, but not taking care of their kids or whatever like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So I became part of what we call like a clique. You end up in a clique before you end up in a real gang. You know what I'm saying? And I was the only girl that was rocking with all dudes at the time. You know what I'm saying? But I started hustling. So I ended up getting me a few packs, and I ended up being a young hustler downtown. I think I was probably I was about 13 at the time. 13 years old. Couldn't believe. I look at it now and be like, wow, I did a lot of shit. And I look at it like, damn, somebody probably look at it like, damn, she was a badass kid. But I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying, to hustle and take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So I went from selling candy at school to selling a pack on a block and just getting it. I had to take what I had no choice. You know what I'm saying? You gonna survive or you gonna get ate. That's how I look at it. Yeah.
What were some of the key moments or turning points that help you stay focused on your dreams despite the adversity?
Some turning points for me. You know, I don't know if other people think about this, but I think about like times of where I've been in a way worse situation. Like when I say about 15. When I was 15 years old, I was with someone at that time, and they ended up getting murdered. And the pain that I went through experiencing that is something that I could never forget, because it's like when you lose certain people, it's like a part of you just goes away. Like it's not gonna come back, you know? So when I face challenges now, as I get older, I always think about that moment. and it's also kind of like in 2022, I lost both my grandmas. Then I also lost an uncle and I lost a brother all in that year. So, and people always think too, like it kind of relates, like you'll see I got like a cross right here. People always think like, damn, you got a cross on your face. Oh, you got a body or so. It's like, no, that's not what it is. Like I have a cross and I got 2 dots because it represent like I had to bury 2 people twice. You know what I'm saying? So I always think when I look in the mirror, that's the pain that I went through. So that challenges me every day to keep going. So rather somebody on some bullshit, like I've been through bullshit where I had people try to manage me, they be on bullshit. Niggas think with the wrong head. Or they try to manage you and then they try to charge you for shit they shouldn't have charge you about. But instead of me getting into dark places where I'm like, damn, now I got to turn into a street person, to where I got to go back and it make you want to feel like you got to do something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? But me doing something to them, it's like, I don't kill people with kindness. I kill them with greatness by becoming a more greater person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making it do what it do right now.
You are. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
I don't know what made me attracted to your music, but it's like you're passionate about it. You do the song Famous. Yeah. It's like every word you saying famous, I feel. Mm-hmm. And then even today when I saw the IG story that you put up. So when you put the IG story up, I know the whip, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I downloaded, I shared it. I don't care if anybody pays attention to like what I'm doing, but when it comes to who I associate with, I know that means something because it's a lot of artists that I see on a day-to-day basis. But when you see me constantly sharing somebody's music or something, just because I believe in them. Because I like them. And it was even when we went to the place on Sunday, I realized like how people see us. Mm-hmm. Like I'm standing by you because that means something, and then you represent me because that means something.
Yep.
But it's really because I just really know everything that you're rapping about is straight facts. Like you ain't capping about nothing. You know, you ain't really doing I even see who you don't like being around.
Yep.
And that means something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like we happen to not like the same sort of, the same type of people. Yeah. So I love it. How did you find the strength to escape the world of human trafficking, and what was the journey like for you?
Man, that was a real hard. It was a hard. See now you're young. So escaping it. Being in that situation, and what I do want to say about that is, because sometimes when I tell people my story, people say, well, you can't say it's human trafficking because that's what people call it now. And they're just saying that to put the black man or just to put people in jail longer. Oh, did they do this? Did they do that? It don't matter if it's pimping and pandering. It don't matter if you call it human trafficking. You have a human working for you and they doing shit and you beating on them and you forcing them to do stuff. That's what they calling it now. It's just back then, people wasn't getting a lot of time as they should. It is what it is. So me escaping that situation, I was there for quite some time. And it took me to get to where, because you do go through a phase of where you really getting brainwashed. And then eventually when your family don't look for you, like my family didn't come look for me. Nobody came to try to rescue me, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I was just a lost little girl, like just lost. You know what I'm saying? But I got to a point where I had to actually sit there and pretend like, all right, now I'm finna sit here. So I'm finna just really just go hard and try to make it seem like that I'm comfortable. Until I got to the point where I realized like, in order to get out of this, I'm going to have to pretend like I'm comfortable, pretend like this is something that I want. So that way this dude can end up start trusting me. Then I got to a point where I ended up cutting holes in my bags and I would just stash money. And I think I put up like 10,000 at that time. And then he ended up going out of town. And when he went out of town, me and one of my wife-in-laws, we ended up riding to the city. And I was driving one of his cars and I dropped her off and I ended up parking one of them fucking cars in a garage somewhere. But I told him I was on a date with somebody. And when I told him I was on a date, I stopped answering my phone. So you know what the fuck he did? He went and waited outside the hotel. I guess he thought something. I'm assuming he thought something was wrong. He assuming the dude wasn't going to let me out the room or whatever like that. So I just stopped answering my phone. So I ended up catching the train I believe in New York it's called like the A train. I caught that all the way back to Jersey, got back in the house, packed as much shit as I could, took a cab to the airport, and I shipped all my boxes on FedEx. I shipped them to one of my sister's house in Houston, and then I got on a plane and went met her in Houston. That's how I got out of that situation. I had to pretend like I was actually with someone, with one of the Johns or whatever like that, just to get out of that situation. And that nigga would just he kept calling. This is when they had chirp phones out, and he would just kept trying to call and say, if you don't come back, I'm gonna kill myself. You know, all kind of more shit to just try to get you to think that you should be in a place. But even when I got back to my family, I still didn't feel welcome. You know what I'm saying? I ended up leaving my sister's house or whatever like that, and still was in a dark place for years. It took me years of healing through therapy, through sacrificing my time and my energy to just do way more stuff that I wouldn't think I would be able to do to heal myself out of that. Because even though you're away from there, your mind is still mentally there. You still think that, oh, I have to go. That's the only way I can make money. You know what I'm saying? Because after that, I ended up dancing. Then I was like, damn, this is just such a dark place when I know inside me I got way more. You know what I'm saying? I'm so talented. You know what I'm saying? So if it wasn't for music, I would probably still be in a real, you know what I'm saying, a real dark place. I would be in a real dark place. But God, that's what I say, help me. God.
Where do you think you would be if you didn't get out?
I feel like if I didn't get out, I would have ended up in Vegas dancing. Another pimp probably would have had me. You know what I'm saying? I would end up in that world. Because that world is an industry is damn so. It's dark, it's damaging, it's a lot of competition. You know, like, you just trying to be the baddest bottom bitch, shit like that. But I would end up in a dark place. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have had a good life, but it would have been under the devil. And who wants that? I don't want that.
This is completely off. But you speak highly on God. So in this, like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. When did you feel like you found God?
I've always cared. I've always been the person to like go to church and everything. I've always been godly, spiritual, all my life. It's crazy. So when we were actually living in that shelter, it would be a bus that would come and pick up the kids, take them to church. And that's when I found Angela's Temple. So my pastor, Matthew Barnett, and his dad, Tommy Barnett, those are pastors that I looked up to for years. And I would continue going to that church. And even in Arizona, the Father's Church is out here. It's called Dream City. So I feel like if it wasn't for those pastors, I wouldn't have kept going. Like their sermons, the songs that they sing and stuff like that. I remember they sung a song called One Life. And I would never forget that song. And it stuck in me because people don't realize that you only live once. So you got to live your life today as if tomorrow may not be here. You know what I'm saying? So I realize that if like some people, they don't have a spiritual belief, but it's so much stuff that I have been through. Like I feel like I done lived so many different lives. Like, so I always try to tell people, like, it's people that'll, in their mind, they'll have a dark thought and they'll commit suicide. There's people that commit suicide. But me, I feel like if I could just erase everything that I've been through, you know what I'm saying? And you can always just completely start over. So me trusting God, picking a state that I've never been in, and now I'm looking at where I'm at now after leaving my hometown. I came to Arizona not knowing. I had a god brother here, but he ended up leaving like 2 months later. So I'm in a city where I didn't know nobody. And I became so much of this powerful, prolific person by just spiritually trusting. You know what I'm saying? So faith is very important to me. It is.
Very, very important. You know? How did you discover your passion for music, and how has it helped you cope with your past?
I discovered my passion with music. I would write poetry a lot. And then one day someone was like, you know, you write so much poetry, you could just turn it into songs. And I never thought about that. But one day I was with one of my best friends. You might know Dom 2 times. I was with him one day and he was recording me. He was recording my poetry. I was just on the mic messing around recording. I'm like, dang, I want to continue doing this. But instead of poetry, I actually want to start rapping now. I want to see what I could actually do with rapping. And I went to Salt Mine. I recorded a song called Rich Off Pain. And when I heard that song, like the engineer brought me out and actually heard it, I started crying. Cause I'm like, damn, it's crazy that you could go through something and most people like, they just want it for fame and stuff. But for me to be like, I'm just telling my story and I know that I'm going to get rich off of it, but rich to be able to get back to my community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, after I did that song, I'm like, man, I just got to keep writing and just work on my catalog and get everything up.
So crazy because this next question translates so good to what you just said. Yeah. So I'm going to ask this question as if you never even said it, but can you share the story behind your song, Rich Off Pain, and what it meant to you to hear yourself on the mic for the first time?
Man, so the story behind my song is just me taking people through my life. Like I have a bar in there where I talk about, took my mama out the hood and she wanted it back. So a few years ago, in Arizona, I bought my mom a house because I went to LA, saw how my mom was living, and she didn't even know I was gonna leave her house and go back and buy her a house out here. But my mom came on like a Thursday, left on a Sunday, called me, hi, never came back. And I had a whole 5-bedroom house and she never came back. So I ended up putting that shit in I ended up just putting all my pain into that song. I talk about family. The only time we see each other is at funerals. Like nobody, I don't remember the last time I seen a family member comment on one of my posts for music, anything like that. Even when I was doing hair, I ain't see them comment on none of that. But let it be a funeral. We all there linked up. Why? Like it should be way more than that. But I know with me, inside, I take all that pain and I put it into music because I know somebody is watching me and somebody is like, damn, I'm going through that same shit. Or it may not be one person, it's 10 people that went through everything that I went through. But me being spiritual, I know that I have to carry this because one day I'm going to be in front of thousands, even 100,000s of people telling my story. And somebody gonna relate to that. And it's gonna be somebody in the audience that they may have thought about committed suicide that night. They may have felt like walking out on their family. Somebody may have felt like giving their kids not going home, smoking, doing drugs. But because they heard my story and they see the impact, I'm gonna save their lives. So just know you can get rich off your pain and you don't even have to be about money. I'm rich in my spirit. So that's what I mean by that. When I say rich, it's not about how much money is in your bank account. I already had a lot of money and it don't bring you happiness. You know what I'm saying? My happiness comes from what I pour into somebody else's life. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which song and artist have been the most influential in your life and why? It's different artists at different times. But when DJ Khaled made that song, God Did, and he had Meek Mill, Rick Ross, all these artists, Jay-Z, that song, it really, it was like the icing on the cake for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if looking at, it's almost like I'm looking at my heart in pieces on the ground and that song starts sewing it back up. Yeah. It starts sewing it back up. You know what I'm saying? That song, favorite song by Tootsie. That song, this is different, but because I went through some similar shit, but when Glow put that song "Fuck Nigga Free," yeah. Because I done gave my time to a lot of the wrong people, so now it's like, man, so fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Music is my life now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
You feel me?
Yeah. All right. So, career and impact. Your music aims to shed light on human trafficking and other struggles. How do you hope your story and music impacts others who may be going through similar experiences?
I hope, well, for me, it's just because when I talk about money in my music, it's more like unisex. Like I'm talking about how it's not about shaking your ass or just flexing on the ground. It's about if you gonna ball, ball. You know what I'm saying? Do something better with your life. So I'm hoping that after people see what I do with the money that does come from music, it influences them. I'm not trying to make a lot of money, just go get the next Birkin bag. Like you see me, I'm in here with some Chucks on. You know what I'm saying? I love being in my Jimmy Choos and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm trying to spend my money on. Like I feel bad walking in a whole bunch of jewelry and shit like that, and I ain't went and done nothing for the people yet. So I'm just hoping that I could duplicate myself. That's what I want to do. I want people to look at me and they be like, yeah, I want to be like her, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The music video for Famous describes everything that you just said. So, can you tell us more about your latest single, Famous, and what message you want to convey through it?
Famous is to remind people that it doesn't matter how low what starting points you at. You could start from zero and you could work your way all the way up, but don't forget to give back. It's way bigger than fame. Like that song just show you that it's bigger than fame. I went to Atlanta and shot that, and we found the homeless, fed the homeless, did a lot of good things throughout that song. Like that song could have actually been longer than what it is, that video, but the camera ended up dying.
Yeah, I saw that at the end of the video. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
But I put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was good.
What has been the most rewarding part of your journey as a hip-hop artist so far?
The most rewarding part, I would say, is I like when I go do shows and if there's younger people in the crowd. So not this year, but I believe it was last year, I ended up performing Rich Off Pain at the Hip Hop Festival. I don't know how this little dude got in, but maybe it was just meant at that time. But it was a kid in front of the stage. I was upstairs, and DJ Flash was DJing at that time. And he was just in front of the stage, and I was singing Rich Off Pain. And it was actually, I think I went there before I came to Yo Mic Drop. But I was singing Rich Off Pain directly into his, like, he was standing right in front of me. And that stuff dropped tears in my eyes. And it's just crazy because I know I touched something inside of him. He was too young to be in that festival, but I know I touched something. So whenever I can motivate someone, I love the fact that when I perform, there's so many people coming up to me, like, just to touch like a part of me. They're so amazed of when they see me, and then versus the lyrics that come out of my mouth. Yeah. So anytime I get to share my energy with people, it's a highlight.
You have your clothing line, Wealthy Savage Clothing Company, and the Slay Depot.
Yeah.
How did you get into entrepreneurship, and what do these ventures mean to you?
They mean a lot to me. So I got into the Slay Depot because, for one, I started paying people a lot to like do my hair, or I'm waiting on like, hair to get in or whatever. And then after that, I'm going to go buy the products for the hair. So I'm just like, damn, why don't I just do this? Like I've done it before so when I was younger, I used to go by the name Barbie when I was like modeling and trying to model and stuff like that. But then people would always stare. So I started wearing my name on my shirt. I would go by Barbie Divine. So I'm like, okay, that's how I'm going to promote myself. But when I started buying a lot of stuff, when it came to me, getting dressed and everything like that, it's like, made me think, why don't I just become my own brand? So I like flat irons. So the Slay Depot, now I got flat irons. Every girl loves a vibrator. So now I got flat irons that vibrate. See, I thought I was going to say vibrators, huh? I might get into that, but yeah. I want to be sexy, but I'm not like the one where it's like, okay, you selling sexual stuff or whatever. So I got that. So I have flat irons, I have wigs. Like everywhere I go, I got on something that represents me. So like this is one of my glueless wigs. I don't have to put glue on there or nothing like that. It's 34 inches. You know how much this would cost if I bought it from someone else? But I also do hair too. And then Wealthy Savage. So I wanted to bring something for the fellas. So Wealthy Savage is also about, somebody could think like, damn, I'm tatted up. This dude might just look a little rough. You might be a threat to somebody, but I want you to be able to still put on a full suit, or you could put on a jogging suit. Another business that I just encountered, I just partnered with my partner for Big Work Magazine. So now, and I can't wait because we're going to have to get you on there. So yeah, so I'm actually a co-CEO of Big Work Magazine. So we interview serial entrepreneurs, artists, stuff like that. So that's going to be something else that y'all going to have to stay tuned for. But shout out to Big Work,
What upcoming projects are you most excited about, and what can you tell fans to look forward to in the near future?
Upcoming projects. So I have a few shows that I definitely have upcoming. So I have it's an Arizona festival that I have coming up. That's going to be in August. I also have a big festival that's going to be in September. That's going to be in San Diego. Definitely stay tuned to that. This weekend, I actually have a meeting. I'm going to be working. It's a little secret, but y'all might be seeing me on TV soon because I have a big meeting this weekend, but I don't want to spill too much of the juice. You feel me? Y'all got to stay tuned. It's just like coming to somebody's house. They don't know how to make the Kool-Aid. You add a little bit of sugar, then a little bit of sugar. So the more you come look, that's how you get more sugar. You know what I'm saying? But my next project, so I'm working on a song. We already have a song that's called 8. So right now I'm getting ready. That's the next project that I'm working on. It's something for the ladies and definitely the dancers. But when I say dancers, I don't mean the dancers that's in a club. I mean, can you dance? Can you put a step together? Can you actually dance? Can you show off your dance skills? 8. When you come out, you put on a nice outfit. You look in the mirror. 8. That, you know what I'm saying? You could go in a store. You making him spend it. 8. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very, very excited about this project. So it's upcoming. Y'all gotta stay tuned. That's all I can say. Keep watching.
As someone who has overcome so much, what advice would you give to young people facing similar struggles?
Man, the best advice I can give is keep going. Don't let nothing stop you. And one thing I had to learn to do is when people talk shit about you, when you feel like nobody is supporting you, you feel like everything is just on you. Like, damn, you got this going on, or you got to pay this bill, that bill. Nobody is supporting you. You crying, your mama doing this, your daddy doing this sister picking on you. You got to turn all that into gas. Pretend you're a vehicle and you driving, all that fucking pain, put that shit in your back and keep motherfucking going. Use that shit as energy and fuel. I always tell people you can use your pain as fuel to become the most powerful entrepreneur. That's actually part of my why. And that's what's going to help you keep going. You got to, I'm telling you, people would be so surprised. Like, you don't want to be the person that's just stuck in that cycle of like, where you're so depressed and you're crying and you're sad every day. Think about it like this. You remember that Everest commercial?
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do to graduate? You're going to sit at home on the couch. So I'll be like, what are you going to do to make your dreams happen? You're going to sit on the couch anyhow. Get up and get to the studio. Get to the bag. Forget them haters, man. Forget them. Forget them.
How has therapy and addressing your PTSD and severe anxiety disorder helped you in your personal and professional life?
Man, therapy played a big role. It played a very, very, very big role. What I could say is, if you go to your first session, second session, and you feel like it's not working, try a different therapist. Honestly, it took me 4 sessions, 4 different therapists before I actually found my therapist. And it doesn't mean that you have to keep having therapy all your life, because eventually once you find a path and something that you could do for yourself to heal you, you won't have to keep going it. But I went to therapy for, I say, about 4 years. And I was paying big money out my own pocket to actually see my therapist. But it played a big part, because versus you calling your friend, calling that family member, calling this family member, you really talking to an open door, and you don't want to do that. And sometimes you got to talk to people somebody that's not part of your circle. You know what I'm saying? To talk to, unless you have that one person that you could talk to, that's cool. But you don't know if somebody gonna tell your business to anybody. You know what I'm saying? That person might be going through some shit. What I realize is people giving you, when people give you advice, they're giving you advice from what they would do in that situation. And you don't know who's afraid. You don't know who's scared. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you go to therapy, they're talking to you from like a professional standpoint. You know, and it's crazy. I went to therapy. I got a degree in psychology, but I went to therapy. But I'm not finna be talking to myself. Shit, now I'm talking to my younger self. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, but I'm gonna always tell people, go to therapy. Black people don't like going to therapy. But after both my grandmas passed away, I had to, because I refused to be in a dark place. So go to it. Don't let nobody tell you different.
In what ways do you see your music evolving as you continue to grow and heal from your past experiences?
As long as I'm telling my story through music, it's going to evolve, because your test will be your testimony. It's something I've always told myself. And I put my true life into my music. I don't cap in my music. So it's almost like people is watching a trailer. Every time they hear one of my songs, they watching a trailer. Eventually, I want to be able to work with like Tyler Perry and actually tell, you know what I'm saying, my story on a bigger screen. So I see my music evolving big time.
What legacy do you hope to leave behind, both as an artist and a survivor?
It's crazy you say that, because most people, they don't think about living a legacy. They just on stage rapping. I look at it like this: if I don't end up having children, which one day I hope I do, I still want to be that person that people talk about. Like, I want to be the one that people put in history books, artists that people, teachers pulling up in school, and they're talking about who Milli Banks was. They're talking about Alexandria. I actually lived up to the meaning of my real name in Greek. It means defender of mankind, but Milli means server of the priest. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I'm still meant to serve the people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say hoping. I just know I will. Yeah. Oh, God.
What role has your faith or spirituality played in your journey, and how do you incorporate that into your music?
My faith and me being spiritual every day. Because no matter what problems that I'm going through, anything that I've been through, it's like, you know what? It's me spiritually, and me having so much faith, I've been able to just throw stuff over my back. Like, it don't matter what I went through an hour ago, a few days ago, it won't be in my mind. It won't be in my mind in moments where I'm trying to be Milli. You know what I'm saying? So my faith has always helped me keep going no matter what. I don't let a bad moment ruin a good time, basically. And some people don't know how to do that. I'm really big on protecting my energy. Very, very big. Also, you got to know when to listen to the red flags. You got to know when to cut people off. And sometimes people got bad energy. Sometimes people is being used by demons and they don't even realize it. So I'm quick to cut somebody off. You could be in my life 16 years, 20 years, 21 years, 3 days, 5 minutes. I will end a conversation and walk people out of my life, because the only person I need is God. I'm also not the type of person where I need a whole entourage. Some people show up and it's them and like 50 other people. I don't need that. I might show up to a show with just me. I might show up to a show with 10 people, 5 people, but I'll still get the work done, because inside I'm feeling God in and out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm surrounded by angels all day long.
The only reason I've been sitting here smiling like this for like the past 2 minutes is because to some that is very toxic.
Yeah.
You just said 16 years and you like, yeah, so Clint.
Bye.
So that just makes me ask, what is your zodiac?
What do you think?
God, just for the
Toxic.
people. What's your zodiac sign?
Aries.
You're Aries. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
People say Aries is toxic, but I'm an April Aries. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because some people born in March, they different. I'm an April Aries, but I believe in numerology more than the zodiac sign.
Yeah.
You gotta really get to know me that way because I'm not. I've dated some Aries before that I've fired. Like,
yeah, I'm about to say that
fired
has
out
to be
my
hell.
life. Yeah, but because they was nothing like me. They were nothing like me, and I'm just like, damn. You would think. That's why I don't believe in that shit. I think
You don't believe in zodiac?
Not like, oh my God, you're Aries. You're gonna be so much like me. Nah.
So is there a zodiac that, okay, I hear what you're saying, but is there a zodiac you like, hell no way.
Never again. You know, honestly, I thought because I spent a lot of time with that particular sign, and then also a lot of my best friends, they also share this sign. I don't want to say I'm just going to be like, hell no, but yeah, hell no. I don't think I'll ever fuck with a Gemini again. Because that's only because that's the most sign to waste the most of my time. But then also on another hand, I also have a lot of them as best friends. So it's like an angel and a devil on
You can
both
see,
ends.
you can see the good
so we
and the
could
bad.
be friends, but I'll never date you again. And I'll never date that person again. It's like they don't even exist. Nope.
All right, so Geminis is a no-go.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, Geminis, I speak from an Aquarius standpoint.
Oh, okay.
Geminis they real hard to read. You know, it's like you can see them you can see them at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the same day, and 9, they're a completely different person.
Yep. And I ain't got time. I don't got time.
I
don't have time for none of that. I just don't. My best friends that are Geminis, though, we cool. We like this. And I thought I was going to be like this with that person, but it's like, nah.
No.
Some Geminis is cool. Some of them is snakes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. No. The good thing about this is, like I said, I brought you to my place because I wanted to really, really get you. Yeah. I'm looking. I think I got the glasses counter at 3. I think you almost took your glasses off 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah. So I almost got you. Can you describe a moment when you felt you had truly overcome your past and stepped into your power as an artist and an individual?
Man. So I feel like I stepped inside myself and became real powerful is when my business, like my hair business, when I got to a point where I hit like 6 figures on my own in that business. Because when the guy had me, I remember this nigga told me, you'll never be nothing. You'll always be my hoe, bitch. Just talking a bunch of shit. And it's like, damn, now it's just like a fuck you moment. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, because I understand now when Kanye was like, he can't wait to just have his fuck you moment where it's like, it's a lot of people that didn't believe in him, stuff like that, whatever, you know? Me as an artist, I feel like I'm almost to that point. You know, I'm doing a lot now on my own versus what I did when I had people like either managing me or, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take paths with people. So I don't think I hit that big giant moment yet as an artist, but I know that I'm getting there because every day there is someone hitting me up. There's either someone hitting me up to either for a show, for an interview, for a performance, for a photo shoot, every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm on God's time. So I don't want to say if I hit that moment or if I don't know yet because I feel like God is just taking me through waves. I want to be able, once I get in that stadium where it's like 20,000, 30,000 people, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I want to, there we go. There we go. Okay. So success. Milli Banks is as successful as she wants to be because she hit what stage?
Yeah.
What's that one stage that you just know?
What's the Garden, and I want to perform in
Madison Square?
Yeah. Madison Square Garden.
That's so, you from Cali, That is New York.
I know it is.
So what about Madison Square Garden? It's like,
I guess because in New York is where I had to be forced to work in the streets. New York is where I got beat on. I had to go do a lot of shit that I wasn't proud of. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going back in that city, and it's like, it's not that city did something to me specifically, but I know Madison Square Garden is like, okay, now it's like an aha to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I also want to be able to sell out Staples Center. You know what I'm saying? I want to be big there, the Farm in California, like big ass arenas like that.
Now this is about to be one of the most probably irritating questions to ask.
Ain't nothing irritating, because anything somebody asks me, they gonna learn.
Are you tired of not like us?
Me? Oh, no. No, I'm not tired of it. I mean, I would have loved to be one of the artists that was on stage or whatever, but I know it's coming for me to do, bigger things. You know what I'm saying? With LA needing like a female to like represent. But no, I'm not, I don't want to say I'm tired of it. I just want to see more. Like, okay, not like us. Okay, no, let's do more then. So it should be more. But that might come from me.
Ooh, see what I'm saying? Come on now.
He got Not Like Us, and I got a song called Where You From? I ain't dropped it yet, but that I'm going to have almost every, and even if it's an LA artist seeing this right now, they tap in with me, I'm going to open up the verses, and I'm going to let, I don't give a fuck if you got 2 followers or 2 million followers.
We're
I'm
trying to
putting
see
everybody on
facts,
that Where You From song.
Yeah.
We're going to represent where the fuck we from.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I always see you. I'm always with you. And you always have on glasses. I rarely see you before. I have you perform without your glasses on?
I think my last performance, you was there actually, I believe so. Yeah. You was drunk. Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I was just I was feeling so good. I was just feeling the vibes. Okay. Majority of your shows, your glasses on.
Yeah, true.
Now,
true.
I can't walk inside of a club with my glasses on because I can't see. I start stumbling over shit, so I let it go. Why are you so strong on wearing your glasses?
So, and I'll take them off, you know what I'm saying? But I want to teach y'all something. So, I cover my eyes a lot because it allows you to read the room without always having to look so many people in the eye. And then I also protect myself spiritually. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of attitude somebody might have. And then mostly females, before they know you, they mad dog you. And they mad at something else. They ain't even mad at you. But I don't need you looking me directly in my eyes and you finna transfer that spirit to me. So I'd rather protect myself, and somebody might think I'm looking at them, but I'm not. I just got my face turned that way where they thinking I'm looking at them directly. But when I go outside or talking to people or whatever like that, I try not to always look so many people directly in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Unless, I'm very, very serious. And it's like, yeah. I think I did that at the show, actually. I had to get in somebody's face and talk shit to them.
I got it on camera in 4K.
Directly, but you know what I'm saying? I always say, let me take off my glasses so, they can see what Banks look like.
Wow. Okay, so let's just be honest. I had no idea that's what you're going to say. And actually,
no idea I look like this?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't know that was going to be your answer. That's really a good answer. And to be honest with you, if you start seeing me in the club with my glasses on, it's just like that. Because I
got dents right here.
Everybody always asks me when I'm in the club, like, you work in security? Like, why you standing like that? Because I am trying my hardest to not show that face. You know what I'm saying? And my resting face ain't a nice face. Yeah. It's terrible.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You just gave me one of the best reasons to start wearing the lokes inside the club, because I don't want to transfer no energy. I don't want nobody looking at me. I love anybody that supports me. But when I tell you, I have not a clue who people are when they're talking to me.
Yep.
I'm good with faces, but I'm terrible with names. And with me, I've been DJing for 24 years. 38, been DJing for 24 years. I've seen so many people.
Yeah.
And I appreciate them coming up to me, but I just feel like, and I'm not doing this as like some clout or something like that.
Yeah.
But my impact in their life might mean way more than their impact in my life. So I could have met somebody, I could have helped them back in 2017, and that's just my nature to help somebody.
Yeah.
There's no way you can expect me to remember that, especially when I help somebody else in that same way so many times over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But them glasses about to help me
exactly.
just keep
because people always come up, and then sometimes versus me looking somebody directly, I need to be able to still read the room. I don't care if I'm with 1 security or 10 security, I still want to be able to read the room, and I just don't like people to transfer their spirits. Yeah.
You killed it with that one.
Yeah.
You see how I'm sitting? Like, I almost want to cross my legs and like get into a whole different like conversation. Yeah, like, yo, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. I didn't know you was going to say that. And I'm actually glad you said that. But what I am going to do, I don't know if it's toxic or not, but what I am going to do is I want you to say on this podcast to tell somebody something that you never told nobody else on any other podcast.
Tell somebody
just
something.
So I can say I had the exclusive.
You said the exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I'm trying to see what can I say.
You said a lot. I mean,
you asked me a lot of good questions. You asked me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good questions. Like, what can I say? I want to say something, but like, I don't want it to like. Well, what I haven't told no one is, I might be open to like love again at this time.
Oh yes, there we go. I saw you on when we was in Inglewood to be exact. You said, I ain't got time for no. I'm cool on niggas.
Yeah. So I might be in a process of an interview right now.
So some applications have been filled?
No, they ain't nothing been filled. You know what I'm saying? It's just for a while. I was just like, I'm done with all that love shit and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just have a lot of things coming up. That's all I would say. See, and that's all. It would have been easier to answer that if I had
your glasses on.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I knew what I was doing though. I was going to ask you something important once those glasses came off.
Everything is on my face. I'm trying to take apart my chest and the facial expressions, because then I get to thinking about people. Anyways.
Yeah, that was a bashful moment. I'm seeing it. I'm
trying to see what else can I say?
That could be it. Because what I need you to do is, I need people to see that me and Millie are like this. So this is not going to be the last time.
Right.
She knows where I live. So she's like, yo, I got to drop some heat. I got to let somebody know something.
Right.
We'll set the cameras back up, and then we'll continue the conversation. Yep. But I can already tell this next conversation is going to be about love.
Yeah. Definitely about, and let me tell y'all the best advice too on that. Don't ever let nobody feel like what you doing is crazy, because some people will be like, damn, you do this, you crazy. I don't even think this is the worst thing I've ever done, but I had to mail somebody their shit back, and because you said toxic, because people think Aries is toxic or whatever like that. I don't think we toxic. I just feel like some of the shit I do, I'm not wrong for doing it because somebody caused me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, they say everything you do, every action, you get a reaction. But when people don't like your reaction, they try to be like, oh, you crazy, or oh, why you do that? Oh, why you treat me like that? So one thing about me, I could be this good, sweet angel, this real nice person, but I can also turn into somebody else like that. But it could be a side of me that somebody never seen before. So don't ever get on like that bad side. You know what I'm saying? Or your mama might receive something in the mail.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
And they just came out.
Yeah. So people want to be for the streets. Go listen to the For the Street songs. Like,
oh my God.
You need something to motivate you.
Okay, so let me just try to get the homies a help. Do you have a type?
Leave me the fuck alone. I ain't searching right now, so.
You're not searching, but
you can't
open.
really help nobody because I ain't looking. All the applications gonna be denied. Okay.
You know how you're not looking for, like you're not looking for, to hire somebody, but somebody is cutting up and you gotta fire them just because you got to. So then you have to go to.
All I'm gonna say is the work is big over here. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, Milli Banks.
Milli Banks.
And where can they find you on social media?
You know what I'm saying? It's Milli Banks. ITSMILLIBANKS. You feel me? Hopefully you start Googling me or you just turn on your TV and I'll be right there. Because I definitely want to make an impact in this world. And not just in the US, not just in Cali, but everywhere. Hey, yo, you know what it is. It's Milli motherfucking Banks. And I'm rocking with DJ Pest.